Hello, time for another video in the ongoing series of looking for, finding a house, and getting ready to buy a house. This one deals with credit scores and credit reporting agencies. If you're going to make any kind of major purchase, like a house or most cars or whatever, unless you've got enough money to buy it without any kind of loan, you're going to have to use credit. And checking your credit yourself is the best way to avoid surprises. There's two components that go into what people think of as a credit report. And it is the report itself, which is basically a big long list of accounts and balances and payment histories and things like that. And then all of that's taken together and jumbled together in some mysterious way that no one fully understands and creates the credit score. The score is what everybody talks about. You know, I've got a 750 or a 680 or mine went up, mine went down, whatever. But there's the main thing that people really need to do is check their credit report. That's the main thing, because that's what drives the score, is what's on the report. So there's three big credit reporting agencies: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Now, make sure that you get this down correctly. Annualcreditreport.com. Not free credit report, not any of those other names. Annualcreditreport.com. No dashes, no spaces, no other things in between. Just those three words all together. Capitalization doesn't matter. That is a site that the credit reporting companies were made to set up by the government to let you check your credit report yourself for free. You can do each one of those three once a year, every 12 months. No charge, no nothing. If you haven't ever done it, or you haven't done it in a long time, go ahead and get all three at once, because an error on one doesn't mean it's wrong on another. They can each have their own problems. And this first time, you're probably going to need to go through all three very carefully and look for errors. Once you've done this and you've gotten a lot of things corrected, and there probably will be errors, the smart thing to do is to check one of them every 4 months, so that over the course of 12 months total, you're correcting all three and checking all three. And it's basically going through and verifying that the account is valid. It really is yours. That they're showing accurate balances, that they're showing payments that you've made, and they don't have errors. I mean, if you've genuinely made a mistake and you missed payments and stuff like that, it's going to be on there, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. But when you find genuine errors, go ahead and dispute them. There are processes in each one of the credit bureaus to get errors corrected. It's not easy, but it can be done, and you can do it yourself. The legitimate credit repair companies will do a lot of this stuff for you. And if you really can't figure it out, find a legitimate one and work with them to get it corrected. Now, the illegitimate ones will try to claim that they'll start a new credit file for you and all these other things. They're scammers. Don't believe them. Legitimate ones will do a lot of what you could do yourself if you had the time and the patience. You just kind of have to judge. If money is more important, don't pay them. Do it yourself. In fact, it's probably a good idea, I think, for everybody to try to do it themselves at first, just so that you kind of know what the process is and know that you're getting your money's worth. So try to get it corrected. Go through them, look for any errors, get things corrected. That's the first and most important thing you can do, because any corrections there then gets rolled up into that great big mystery credit score thing. The credit score, there's really two of them. One is called Vantage Score, and one is called FICO. FICO is the one you probably heard of, and honestly, it is probably the more common for things like banks and stuff to use for car loans and house loans and things like that. But they both use the same data, so fixing the credit report itself will help both of them. There's no doubt about that. There's two places online where you can legitimately look at these scores and also review things on your credit report as well. in less detail, but you can still look at them. Creditkarma.com, creditkarma.com is one, and I believe they use the Vantage score. Again, they're going to try and sell you stuff. They're going to use your information that you give them to try to market products and services to you. They're going to give your information out to other people. There's really no way to avoid it. Just don't sign up for anything. Don't agree to anything. And then just use it, the free services that they have, to your advantage. It's worth it. The other one is Discover.com, the credit card company. Now, they show you the FICO score. And they will probably try to sell you one of their cards or something like that. But you can get your FICO score from them for free. It's well worth doing to go to both of them and check these things. And then get yourself in a regular system of checking these out. You can also, once you've pulled these credit reports and you've got some idea of your scores, most banks and things like that are experienced with this stuff. And so if you've got a relationship with a bank or a credit union or anything here in town, go talk to them. Take that stuff and see if they have any advice for you. They also, if there's any legitimate people who can help with improving your credit and things like that, they'll know who the legitimate ones are. Banks actually can be your friends if you let them be. The real way to get a solid credit report is to look for the errors, fix them, avoid making mistakes that'll hurt your credit, like late payments and things like that. Use auto pay for your credit card bills if you can. Keep your balances low. And then when it comes time to buy a house, all of this stuff will fall into place super easy. Thanks so much. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be glad to help.